What's poppin', everybody? Hope y'all are doing good, man. So it hasn't been a minute. We're actually tapping in sooner. So I'm kind of going to do an extension. We're going to do a little bit different today. We're going to do an extension of a reading that we just did on the daily. Essentially, we've been, like, on the channel, we've been tapping into these new relationships, right? That's the last reading we just did. A new connection is coming in for a lot of people. I feel like it's very fresh, it's very new, there's a lot of going on, there's a lot of different moving parts, and I just kind of want to tap in. I want to see what's going on in the connection. I want to see what's going on behind the scenes, what you need to know, what you need to hear, and all that stuff. But before I start, I'm going to put some lotion on. My hands are really dry, I forgot to put lotion on. So, excuse me, and don't mind the microphone. I'm keeping it outside of my shirt because I've come to find that my shirt actually makes a lot of noise when I have it stuffed into my shirt. And so yeah, better audio quality this way, it seems. But yeah, man, hope you guys are doing good. Appreciate all the love on the videos. Y'all seem to really enjoy the last new love reading that we just did. So yeah, I just want to tap into it, man. I feel like all of us have been going through different stuff, letting go of old connections, bringing in new connections, and those new connections are bringing up triggers and issues in everybody that seems to be involved in them. Yeah, so I'm likely going to see, is likely just going to be a continuation of the daily that we did today. I should be able to get this video out today. And if I do get it out today, it will be an extension of the daily. If not, we've been kind of tapping into this for a while on the dailies. So yeah, man, we're going to take a deep breath, say a prayer, and then get started. Pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, to help myself, the collective, and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships. For a timeless love reading, this will still be timeless. Sorry, I'm trying to check the sunlight. I don't think the sunlight's shining on my phone. It just looks like it for me because it's like glaring on my phone, but I think it should be fine. We're actually going to close out with a different deck today. So we're going to be using the Dragon Tarot deck, which is this one here. Just for anybody wondering, since I haven't gotten a question before on the deck. And then we're going to be closing out with the animal messages. I haven't actually used this deck probably since I restarted the channel on like the first video before I got the Oracle deck. I actually really like that deck. It's a good deck to use when you want to clarify like relationship stuff. Take a sip of water before I start. Okay. So, what do we need to know? I'm just going to do the usual, man. We're going to shuffle up and see what's going on in this relationship. What is this new connection you're dealing with? What is going on with you and your person? What is it? What's going on? I mean, we have the Ten of Wands, not reverse. We have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, right? And so whatever it is you're dealing with is probably feeling a little bit burdensome, which is kind of why I wanted to tap into this energy, because I noticed that we all tend to go through very similar experiences in our love and relationships. And so I just wanted to tap in and kind of try to give you guys a little bit of insight into whatever it is that might be going on. I don't know, we'll see. But the Ten of Wands, sorry, people are just like, I'm in a different parking lot today, and people are kind of like in front and just all around. There's a lot of people around, so I'm trying to stay comfortable while I'm reading with people in front of me, but it's kind of odd sometimes. But yeah, man, it's just feeling like a very burdensome energy. But I mean, I do feel like you're coming to the end of this burdensome energy, right? The reason I say so, wait, where's my microphone? Let me keep it out so it doesn't make too much noise. So the reason I say so is we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so there is the desire to move into a more peaceful space, to move away from that Ten of Wands that we may be seeing, to come to a more peaceful resolution within the connection. Let's say this is somebody new. I mean, this is kind of the reading we're tapping into, or the energy we're tapping into. It's somebody new that you've been dealing with, that you may have had some type of conflict. And because the relationship is so new, it doesn't feel like it's something that's like a full-on commitment. It feels like something that you've just gotten involved with recently, somebody you may have known over the past few months, slowly but surely building things up, and now getting to a space where it's like, okay, things are getting a little more real, more real, getting to the point where like I think you're both realizing like, okay, this is actually going to take a little bit of work here. With the Six of Wands, kind of, this could represent, you know, ships coming in, but it's more so like moving away from conflict, moving away from anything that's keeping you conflicted in the relationship. Okay, the card under that though, as we had the Five of Pentacles reverse. These two cards, by the way, did come out in the daily. These two cards here, the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles reverse. And so with the Five of Pentacles reverse, I just feel like there is the desire to move away from this being out in the cold energy. When I see a reversal, usually to me, I take it as an actual reversal. I don't see it as like an extension of making that card worse, is sometimes how I feel like some decks are read that way. I personally like to read it as like, okay, if this is being left out in the cold, what is the opposite, like coming out of the cold, okay? And we have the devil energy here, so it's like wanting to move away from this. I mean, it could be like an obsessive energy. I think both of you are kind of obsessing about this connection right now, and it's obsessing to the point where it's becoming burdensome. That's kind of what we're seeing here with the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Wands. And it just feels like, I don't know, there's a lot of burdensome energy, and I don't feel like it has a lot to do with each of you. It just feels like the connection itself is bringing up those kind of karmic patterns. It's bringing up those toxic behaviors in yourself, and it's asking you to look deeper at that in order to move forward in a healthier way in this connection, okay? This could also represent moving away from the connection, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that to me. That would be like Eight of Pentacles or something, right? And so, I mean, you always have free will, and you know what you want to manifest, and you know what isn't aligned with you, and it's really up to you with what you want to experience. But I think you're realizing now you don't want to experience this karmic energy anymore. You want to move into a more peaceful space within yourself. And so there's a couple things I'm seeing. Because this is a new connection and you do have free will, there is the option to, one, continue to associate with this relationship and move forward in a way that you feel would be beneficial for both of you, or to move away from the relationship as a whole and focus on manifesting something new. We're going to pull some cards though. We're going to see what's coming out. I kind of want to do it a little differently this time. We're going to do like, I want to look a little bit into the person you're dealing with and what may be going on. That's kind of what I'm being called to do today. So I know I usually do like a super intuitive, different kind of reading, but I'm just called to do something different because we just did like a day ago, we just did that kind of intuitive reading. So yep, let's go ahead and just, I want to pull some cards on just like, who's this person you're dealing with, what's going on with them, like what's the deal. Like I want to know personally as well. So let's kind of look into this together and just look into this. I know some of you guys want me to be a little more, I guess, transparent in my experiences, but I like to keep some things to myself in terms of relationships I am dealing with. But I would imagine that you guys have probably noticed at this point, oh yeah, the sun is kind of coming out a little bit, that our relationship experiences tend to align. So I'm looking into whoever it is we are all dealing with. It's going to be mutual energies, because a lot of the times it's paradigms that are being shifted in relationships. And so I feel like this is something that's being looked at right now. There is a stagnancy, right? I feel like because this connection is new, because this is something we're all just jumping into, there is a little bit of stagnancy. There is some hesitancy. Is that a word? Hesitancy? There's the sense of being hesitant to move forward. There's a decision that needs to be made, and it's kind of like, I feel like you have made the decision that you do want to move forward in this relationship. Maybe you made a move, maybe you made the first move after getting like something where you were like, oh, maybe this person showed interest, and you decided, hey, okay, well, if you're interested, like, let's take this to another level. It doesn't even have to mean commitment. It can just be something as simple as trying to establish a stronger foundation of friendship to move forward in the relationship. But we do have the Tower moment, right? We have the Tower moment with the Empress Reverse, okay? So, I don't know, man. It looks like this is your person's energy, so they're kind of like, yeah, this is interesting, man. All right, there's stagnancy here. There's a Tower moment. The Empress Reverse is just like not investing, not growing in something. This could be the decision your person is trying to make. They're like, should I move forward or should I not move forward? If they were to move forward with you, this would require a lot of changes in their life. The Tower moment can bring massive change. I feel like this relationship is not only getting your person to look deeper at the things that have kept them stagnant in their lives and relationships, but it's getting them to look at the deeper aspects of their feminine energy and how they may have used that in a way that was maybe not beneficial to you or their past relationships. It's this kind of energy of like, it just feels like not taking accountability for how they may have played a part in the connection, how they may have moved in a way that is not authentic to who they really are. When I see the Empress Reverse, this to me is, I mean, it's the opposite of like harvesting. It's the opposite of fertility and investing. It's kind of like almost just like a dead end is what it's feeling like. I feel like there's been a dead end. There's been a full stop on this connection. Your person may have decided, hey, I don't know. I'm not really entirely sure. This is a really big moment for me here. This relationship thing's got a little bit real. I'm not entirely sure I want to invest in this right now. Let's look at why. Let's take a deeper look at it. It's not a doubt. It's the message we all want to hear. Sorry, I have to keep checking. Yeah, dude, the sun is definitely like coming out at this point. Let me try to like move it. I don't think it's, I tried moving my car a little bit, but it's just that time of day. It's like, what, midday when I'm recording this, so the sun's like right above, so wherever I park, the sun's going to be there. But let's just look at this. Why is your person so stagnant? Why are they deciding to not invest in this connection? Why has there been a full stop on whoever it is you're dealing with? We're going to do a little stat came out. We'll do a little story time. Yeah. Well, bottom of the deck, though, I do feel like they are just kind of keeping their distance right now. Knight of Swords. They're just watching. They're observing. It's something where it's just like I don't want to say necessarily stuck in their head, because this to me just represents not only maybe wanting to have communication, but also just keep kind of watching from a distance. When you see the Knight of Swords, this can, I mean, the card itself can represent somebody who is writing in quickly to have communication. It can be a little bit immature. It's maybe something where maybe this person does not have experience with communicating their emotions. Maybe they are... See, because now I'm picking up on this energy, we're going back to these cards, and it's like this energy where your person is like, wait, like, oh man, like I saw like my stagnancy here is kind of causing the tower moment. So that's kind of also what I'm seeing. Your person's in this space. They're like, okay, my lack of movement, my lack of my indecision or lack of decision has caused a tower moment in the relationship. And now they may be feeling like you've kind of turned your back on them with the Empress Reverse. Maybe they're like, you could be the divine feminine counterpart. This doesn't even have to be twin. This dude is riding around on like a little tiny motorcycle. It's funny. But yeah, sorry. I get distracted easily in these parking lots, man. I'm not at the new spot. I'm at my old spot, I guess you could say. But yeah, man, so I feel like your person here is like, seeing you as somebody who's kind of turned their back, maybe not investing so much in the connection anymore. And I feel like that's causing the tower moment. I feel like you may have said, or just energetically projected something that has caused stagnation, not only within the relationship, but within them, because we all play a part in it, right? And so I feel like as the Empress Reverse, that's somebody who isn't willing to tolerate the stagnancy, right? They're seeing you as somebody who isn't going to put up with this kind of energy here. And I feel like maybe they have been somebody in the past that has dealt with people that are willing to put up with that kind of stuff. And you said, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to treat you or invest in you the same way I would normally were this energy not present, if that made sense. It felt like a weird sentence in the way it came out, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. Because we do have these cards here, okay? So we have the Eight of Swords. This can be just like mental entrapment. I feel like your person right now is really in this space of being stuck in their head. I mean, that's kind of what was coming up earlier with the Knight of Swords. And so I feel like it's like their self-imposed entrapment. I don't even want to say entrapment, because that's a whole different kind of, that has nothing to do with this. Actually, entrapment's a whole different kind of thing. Just self-imposed being stuck in their head. I can't think of a word. There's a word I'm looking for. It's not coming to me, but definitely trying to free themselves from this. First of all, I feel like that was something that was coming up in the daily too. Trying to let go of their old ways, realizing ways they have kept themselves stuck in the connection. Okay. Yep. I mean, we have the Ace of Swords reverse, so there's clearly a lack of clarity. This could be within your person. I mean, keep in mind the energies, dude, they're vice versa. They don't always have to be for your person. They can be for you too. So you may be feeling like there's a lack of clarity right now, and you're feeling, oh, we have the star. Okay, hold on. You may be feeling a little bit stuck. Okay, you're like, okay, well, what do I do? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I free myself? And I feel like that lack of clarity is what's keeping you in this space. And the message I'm getting is kind of like you need to learn to find closure within yourself, even if you're not getting it in your relationships. If your person is kind of holding back, they're not moving forward with this, they're staying stagnant, they're not making any decisions. And it might be because they're just not really clear on what it is they want, either within themselves or within the relationship. They may not be feeling like they can provide what it is they feel like you would need in a relationship like this. But with the World card here coming up next, part of our story time, it's this energy of like, okay, some very serious cycles are closing out. And I feel like this is why your person is in this space. They may be going through a very transformative time in their life, transformational time in their life, however you want to say it. And I just feel like that's kind of why they're not really clear on what it is they want, because, well, there may be changes, tower moments that they're going through, which I am also actually seeing that they're kind of, the tower moment that they've been experiencing has been with karmic relationships, with the Devil and the Empress Reverse. Is realizing that like things from their past did not work out so well, right? Did not grow to what they wanted it to, turned out to be very toxic. And that's kind of the tower moment for them. They're looking at their past right now and they're like, wow, with the World card here, they're like, I see everything I've been through and how that has not worked out. Maybe your person decided to open up in the past, and the reason we're seeing these cards here is because they're afraid of opening up again. They're afraid of being honest about how they truly feel, and that's what's kind of keeping them feeling stuck in their head about this, okay? Next card out though, we do have the Hierophant Reverse. That's exactly what I was just saying. It's like things that did not work out in the past for them. There may have been commitments that they made. Somebody may have stabbed them in the back. They have just, you know how it goes with karmic relationships. You know how it goes with past relationships in general. It's this energy of just like very apprehensive. I feel like there may be traditions that are getting in the way as well. This could be cultural differences, the need to move away from tradition. A lot of the times when it comes to divine connections, you're going to find that culture and tradition will tend to get in the way of your view of what a relationship should look like. And I feel like the fact that it does not look the way you expected it to, according to maybe what your parents, grandparents, or ancestors have presented relationships to be, that's what also causes the confusion in a connection, okay? But it does feel like you're coming out of this heartbreak phase. I mean, I feel like your person, either you or I think both of you, are actually healing, from some very serious heartbreak. And I feel like that's what's been going on in the connection. I feel like the heartbreak from the past is somewhat manifesting itself into this present connection. And it's not only to help you heal from this, but it's to help you realize that, like, okay, this relationship with the star here is something that is divinely guided, should you trust your intuition. And I feel like that's kind of what Spirit is asking of us right now in these new relationships. It's like, okay, we talked about in the past where we're going through this phase of letting go of a bunch of very difficult cycles, right? With the World card. Where is it? I don't know. Here. Letting go of some very serious stuff. Okay, we're letting go of all of this. Spirit is bringing this connection into our lives right now to heal from the heartbreak, to heal from these karmic cycles, and to let go of old ways of thinking. And it's understanding that, like, this relationship is asking you and your person to look at relationships a different way. How have you viewed relationships in the past? How does that relate to how you show up in relationships? Have you taken on beliefs and values from how you've seen relationships growing up? Think about your parents. How have you watched their relationship? Were they divorced? Did one of the parents leave? However that dynamic played out, take a look at how that's influencing you in this current connection. This doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to say like, oh, you're never going to be with this person, but it's realistically looking at connections that come into our lives in a way that they are here to help us grow, and they're here to help us heal. And it's something where it's like, yes, you may end up with a person, however you want to look at, like, if this is your person or not. I think only you will know that. But it's just recognizing that, like, regardless of whether you do end up with this person, this connection is here to help you let go of some very old stagnating beliefs. And I feel like that's kind of why there is stagnation, because either you or them or both are stuck in this old way of thinking that is kind of keeping you from moving forward with each other. It's really interesting energy though. I'm just going to pull some general cards now, because we already kind of looked at your person a little bit. What's going on with your energy? What do you need to... Okay. We already got a stack coming out. Okay. Bottom of the deck stayed the same because I didn't really shuffle much. So for your energy here, yeah. Well, we do have the Knight of Wands, okay? We have the Knight of Wands. We do have the Four of Pentacles reverse, and we do have the Moon. So it's going to be kind of a harsh truth here, but what I'm seeing is, like, either you or your person. Keep in mind these can go any which way. We did pull for your energy, but again, this could be for your person. The inconsistencies that I see here with the Knight of Wands can be a very inconsistent energy. Has a lot to do with what you're not saying or doing. I feel like you're keeping a lot to yourself right now. You're really in this space of protecting yourself, not wanting to, be too forward, maybe not wanting to really truly express how you feel with the Knight of Wands. And it's like you're holding on way too tightly to the situation. It's almost like an attachment thing. It's like, okay, well, why are you so attached to this connection in the first place? And how can you move in a way that's not going to be a reflection of these old ways? I feel like this is a reflection of the old ways of thinking. Keeping those emotions to yourself to the point of being inconsistent, right? If you keep your emotions to yourself so much, a lot of the times they can't read your mind, they don't know how you feel, especially if this is somebody new, like they don't know you like that. And so you got to understand that, like, the way you may be perceived right now is inconsistent because you were so mysterious. And I also want to flip the coin. I don't want to just say, like, oh, you're just an inconsistent person, because that is not at all the case. Clearly, for the people I read for, it really doesn't seem to be the case. The reason I say so is because the other message I'm getting with this is they also view you as somebody who is very passionate, somebody who is mysterious, somebody who has a very deep emotional capacity. And it's this energy of, like, okay, I feel like this person is looking at you right now where they're like, okay, I see this person holds a lot to themselves. They're keeping a lot to themselves. They see you as somebody who's kind of putting on I don't want to say putting on a front, but moving in a way that isn't really being so vulnerable, understanding that like you may have also been through a lot, and that's why you kind of are letting go of your old ways. And they may be seeing you as somebody who is really just like, it's just like a mystery. They're like looking at you as like a mystery, and they're like, well, how exactly can I move in this connection in a way that is going to allow, like, how can I get this person to really show me their true selves, in a sense, if that makes sense? What can I do that's going to allow this person to feel comfortable? And I feel like that's kind of going both ways here. Like, what can you let go of that's going to allow you to feel comfortable in this connection? And is this connection something where you feel like you can be yourself, right? When I see the Knight of Wands with the Moon, it's like, okay, you're not really showing everything that you feel. You're not showing all your cards. You're kind of keeping to yourself, and you're just, you know, acting very confident. And whether or not that confidence is genuine, it really depends. I feel like confidence is built over time. Self-esteem is built over time through setting boundaries and through being, you know, authentic with ourselves. But it's one of those things where it's like, maybe just don't be afraid to be a little bit more open about how you feel. It doesn't always mean you have to say like, oh, I feel this, I feel that. But, you know, like, if you feel like showing love, you know, show love. Maybe don't keep so much to yourself, but also don't overgive is kind of what I'm hearing. It's like this person may also see you as somebody who tends to overgive. With the Knight of Wands, you're very quick to show your love and your passion, and that deep well of emotion will show through this energy here. But it's also recognizing that like they see that that may be a reason why you have had issues in the past. Okay, it's a really interesting reading that we're tapping into today. We're going to do another pull here though. Just in general, I want to pull some cards and then we'll close the reading out. Okay. Okay. So we got a few cards. All right. Starting out, we got these two. I don't even know if I should pull them in reverse because they both kind of fell. At the end of the day, they just like fell on my lap like that. We can look at them reverse, I guess. I mean, this is the energy I would imagine we're going through, because this is kind of what is aligning with the reading, and it's this energy of like, okay, there is really no movement. There's no investment right now. It feels like whatever it is you're going through, whether this is you or your person, there's just no movement, right? It's just complete full stop on whatever it was you guys were building. And it's kind of sad because it looked like, you know, as we were tapping into this throughout the week, there were some very beautiful energies going on between you two, but it looks like there's just a lot of fears, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like, because we got these two out too, the Five of Wands with the Magician. It's like wanting to manifest this, but being really conflicted, right? There may be a fear of just repeating the past. Like, it's almost kind of what I'm seeing here. This is almost like past situations that have not worked out for either you or your person, and there's a fear of manifesting this and really working at this because of that. And I feel like that's where the conflict is coming from. They're afraid of having these arguments. They're afraid of having the tough discussions. This may also be somebody who kind of, you know, turns away when things get difficult, right? So right now, I think in the connection, because things are reaching a higher state, not only requiring both of you to embody a higher state of consciousness, but to really embody a deeper sense of compassion and empathy for each other and the connection. And I feel like when things tend to get difficult for many people, they will kind of embody this energy, this very inconsistent, because this could also be somebody who's maybe having financial trouble. With the Knight of Pentacles reverse, I do feel like this is also a past relationship coming through that you or your person are dealing with. I feel like your person may be going through an ending right now. Somebody who has been extremely malicious, right? The Knight of Pentacles reverse is somebody who's just petty, somebody who manipulates people for money, somebody who uses status to blackmail. You know, it just is like a very, very terrible energy that I feel like your person is going through. And I feel like that's why you're seeing this Ace of Pentacles reverse, because there's just so much going on that they're not talking about. And that's where this Five of Wands is coming in here. It's like they want this, they want to manifest this with you, they want to communicate this to you, but that conflict is coming from whatever it is they're going through right now in their life that may have absolutely nothing to do with you. So it's just a really interesting energy where it's like, hey, yes, but hold on, I have to clear this out. And that's what we were saying, dude, with the Devil, the Empress reverse. It was just this huge, crazy energy that your person's going through, man. And again, I mean, at the bottom of the deck, reverse, we have the King of Pentacles, man. This can very well just be some family issues, just being overburdened with work. Again, the coworker thing is coming up for the reading. This was coming up in the daily. I feel like there are just people around your person that are just not speaking well about the connection because one, jealousy, two, like they won't have the same access to your person, etc., etc. And so it's understanding, excuse me, I'm having trouble speaking, understanding that a lot of these issues that your person may be going through has absolutely nothing to do with you and has more to do with the people that are in their lives around them that may be causing issues. I want to get one last positive message here. Any, words of encouragement is what I like to call it when I'm pulling for myself. Any words of encouragement here for the collective and their person? Any advice, Spirit, before we move on to close this reading out? Oh, you got a big stack, dude. Oh, nice. Well, I mean, bottom of the deck again, we do have the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is a different take on the Knight of Swords. You're going to be seeing some movement here. Swift communication is what I'm hearing will be coming in very soon, should you decide to be open to that. And what I mean by that is within yourself, are you open to that? Is that something that you want? And if so, focus on that. You know what I mean? Like manifest that. I mean, you understand manifestation. We've been manifesting together for a while now, and this is why we're in this new situation together, because we are wanting honest communication. We want the authenticity, right? But I do feel like this is going to be something really, really substantial for you. Like, I know things may be a little rocky right now, but understand that like new connections tend to be rocky, especially as you get older. It's something where like you both have a lot to work through, and that's something that can get in the way, but will not always be in the way. When these divine connections come into your life, it's going to ask you to change a lot. It may not even be things that you realize that you needed to change, and that can be within both. It is actually definitely within both of you. I'm not going to place it on any one person, but it's understanding that, like, yes, there are going to need to be some very serious changes. But we have the Ten of Pentacles, and I think that is a beautiful, positive way to kind of close out the tarot part of the reading. It's like, okay, this is going to lead to something long-term, committed. This can do with like home life, family life. I feel like something that you've been looking for, you've been manifesting, it is here, but it's just going to take a little bit of time and patience, okay? There's a card under that, dude. We have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So right now is a good time to focus on your life. Build your life surrounding, like, how do you want your life to look with your person? And depending on, regardless of who that person is, get yourself to a place where you don't necessarily need the other person to, I guess, support you, I don't know, financially, or just be able to take care of yourself. And that's what's going to allow this Ten of Pentacles to come in, right? That extra pentacle from the Nine, I feel like, comes from the other person, offering the stability towards the Ten. But the card under that is Death. Major transformation, dude. There's a serious transformation going on for this connection right now. And I just feel like this is something that has been going on for, maybe a few months now. Maybe you've kind of seen each other in passing for a while, and this is something where it's really starting to boil up and it's starting to simmer, and I feel like there's a lot of transformation going on right now. It's just needing to trust that this transformation and death are really leading to this Ten of Pentacles here. Okay, it may not look like that right now, but I can guarantee you that when this card comes out, it's because a lot of old stuff, a lot of old things are closing out, and it's going to lead to a new growth in life. Exactly. It's going to lead to that emotionally balanced commitment that you may be seeking. It's going to lead to that mature, honest communication, all those kind of things that you guys are looking for. It's on the way. You just got to go through this process right now, and that's what the connection is going to, guys. Remember everything you learned. Four of Cups reverse. Remember everything from every past relationship. Is it a reflection of the past relationships? And if it is, really question why it is you are attracted to those things. Specifically, if it's in the karmic aspects or shadow aspects, why are you attracted to that? How can you move in a way that won't be a reflection of the past? Remember what you've learned, okay? But yeah, back to the 10. We're going to close it out. We have maybe a few minutes here before the reading cuts off, specifically about 3 minutes. So we're going to get closing animal message. Yes. Haven't touched this deck in a minute. Okay. Closing message here, Spirit, for the collective. Okay, we're just going to pull a card. Hummingbird. It says, turn away from infidelity so that love may blossom. However, this is not the only message that comes with this card, and I would very much like to look at this deeper. Okay, we're going to read it. It says, okay, delicate beauty of balmy sun-kissed climes. Hummingbird is faithful to the blossoms that nourish her and knows that there is little more injurious to love than infidelity. If a partner is unfaithful, it is time to soar away and taste the affection of another. If you no longer love exclusively, fly away before you bruise their being and take away something essential from your own soul that will leave you less open to love the next time it is offered. Okay, so if you are this person that is feeling like maybe you're feeling like you don't want to be exclusive, then maybe you should not pursue a person in a way that's going to lead to exclusivity. Right? This could go both ways. Maybe your person is in this energy where they're maybe not ready for a commitment. They're maybe not ready to delve deeper into a relationship like this. However, the message I'm getting is they are moving away from this energy, okay? They are recognizing the ways in which their infidelity in the past has led to issues in their relationship, not only by way of them doing so, but their past person. I feel like this is the energy that was coming out. But I want to pull one more card and then we'll close it. Okay, let's say Wild Buffalo. It says, face life head on with courage and reclaim the brave spirit within you. And the message for that one, Wild Buffalo. If I can find it. Wait, Water Buffalo, not Wild Buffalo. It says, Water Buffalo Water Buffalo swims placidly through India's sacred waters, cooling her comfortable, rich brown body and languidly wallowing in thick mud, but her pacific, maternal exterior belies a wild, tempestuous nature. She faces life head-on and on great crescent horns tosses enemies determinedly behind her. Tragedy and failure are intrinsic to living, but sometimes we are cowed by events, unable to move forward. Mighty Buffalo is the brave spirit within your soul waiting to be reclaimed. Take your courage in both hands and dare to be. Guys, so what I'm feeling like is, right now may not be the time for this relationship to come to fruition that you want. And just, I feel like the closing message is, if this is not something that you are willing to invest in, or you do not want to be with this person, or this does not feel like your person, these cards are a confirmation that you can and should be brave enough to move towards something that is going to be good and healthy for you. Because if this is not a healthy relationship, this is not a healthy relationship, and that's that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there's not healthy conflict or anything. Healthy conflict is definitely a thing. But if this is something you feel like is really burdening on you and you don't feel like you want to move forward with this person, be honest about that with yourself, and don't be afraid to move forward in a direction that's going to be healthier for you. Regardless, though, what I am seeing with this message is that this is something that you and your person are letting go of. I feel like you have both been through this with other people, and you're now deciding to move forward bravely, not only in this connection, but in a way that's going to be authentic to yourself and what it is you desire. So that said, guys, that is all I have. I do appreciate you. If you want to book a personal reading, email is in the description. I do post reels on Instagram for daily messages, which is an extension of this reading. But yeah, that's all I got, and I appreciate you, and I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.